Recently, public opinion in India has been shaken by the news of a 31-year-old female medical intern who was raped and lost her life during work hours at a hospital affiliated with Arjikar Medical School in Kolkata, India. The victim's severely injured body was found on August 9th. An urgent investigation was launched, and the police have arrested a suspect. The real story behind this case is what I'm about to share with you, based on direct sources from Arjikar Medical School. This information will be quite different from what you've heard from other media channels. And you're listening to Detective Podcast, where we explore the most mysterious cases and intriguing stories that you may have never heard before. As always, before diving into this mysterious case, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to support us. Thank you very much. On August 8th, a 31-year-old respiratory intern was on a 36-hour shift. The last time she contacted her family was around 11 a.m. when she called to say she was fine. At 2 a.m. on August 9th, she and two young colleagues went out for dinner. After the colleagues and hospital staff left, she decided to stay in the conference room to rest during her shift. After that time, no one knew what happened, and at around 7:30 a.m., when people started looking for her, they found her body in a semi-nude state in the conference. 3 hours later, around 11 a.m., her parents received a call asking them to come to the school because their daughter was ill. 15 minutes later, they received another call from a school employee informing them that their daughter had taken her own life. Her parents were only allowed to see her body for about 3 hours. It was only after student protests demanding that the family be allowed to see her body, the father was finally allowed in and saw her condition. He was horrified to find his daughter in a semi-nude state, with her legs stretched out at a 90-degree angle and her pelvis broken. The pelvis is one of the hardest bones in the body, and it would take several people working together to break it. The father of the medical intern said, "My daughter studied very hard to become a doctor, and the family made tremendous efforts to support her. All our dreams were shattered in just one night. We sent her off to work, only to receive her body back from the hospital. All over." Although they lived in a middle-class suburban area, the neighbors respected her as an accomplished person. Their house did not display the parents' names, but proudly displayed her name with the title, Doctor. After the incident, shock spread throughout the neighborhood. They were even more furious when they thought that the hospital where she worked should have been a safe place. Initially, the students and the family didn't believe that this was a case of suicide, as the management implied, but believed it was a case of gang rape. The students demanded that the police and management conduct an investigation. The girl had multiple injuries on her body: bleeding eyes from shattered glass, injuries to her private parts, and a broken pelvis. They also discovered 151 milliliters, 5.1 flats of semen in her uterus, a terrifying amount equivalent to a cup of coffee that we drink daily. One person cannot ejaculate 151 milliliters of semen, as normally one would release only about 10 to 15 milliliters, 0.34 to 0.51 fl, which means many people were involved. The examination was problematic as it was conducted at Arjikar Medical School, which is against regulation. This should have been done at another medical school, and there are several medical schools in Kolkata could have handled it, raising doubts about the accuracy of the examination results. On the afternoon of August 9th, girls' parents were forced to receive their daughter's body. Even the school's principal, Dr. Sandeep Ghosh, boldly claimed that the girl was actually suffering from a mental illness. News of the gang rape and death spread rapidly throughout the school, leading to a large protest at Arjikar Medical School on August 10th. Due to the pressure from this protest, Kolkata police were compelled to change the case from suicide to murder and rape. By August 11, a suspect named Sanjay Roy was arrested. He was a civilian volunteer for the police, often performing duties such as traffic control, caring for sick police officers in hospital. Sanjay Roy had been married 4 times and was accused of domestic violence multiple times. Even a few weeks before the incident, he was involved in another attack on a woman. Through surveillance cam, he was seen at 3 a.m. near the hospital's conference room, an area he had no right to access. After about 30 to 40 minutes, he left the area near the conference room, and this behavior was highly suspicious. Sanjay Roy had left a Bluetooth headset near the conference room, and when the police found his phone, it was connected to the headset, proving that he had been at the scene. Many students felt that the rapid arrest of the suspect was suspicious. On August 12th, another surprising event occurred. The students of Arjikar Medical School demanded that Dr. Sandeep Ghosh resign, and he eventually did. But just a few hours after resigning, state government appointed him as the principal of a nearby school, the National Medical College Kolkata. However, the students of National Medical College Kolkata did not allow Dr. Sandeep Ghosh to assume his role as principal and blocked the entrance. Protests in Kolkata continued to spread. Finally, on August 13th, the victim's parents filed a complaint with the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court demanded that the state representatives and Kolkata police explain why they had not questioned Dr. Sandeep Ghosh, who was the principal and had contacted the victim's parents. Secondly, they asked why it was labeled as a suicide when it was clearly a case of murder and rape. Why, when the victim's parents arrived, they had to wait 3 hours before meeting their daughter, despite being informed by the management that she had committed suicide? On the evening of August 13th, the case was transferred to the Central Bureau of Investigation, CBI, because the judicial system in Kolkata lost trust in the local police. Immediately after the case was transferred to the CBI, students discovered that there was an attempt to tamper with the crime scene, meaning evidence was being destroyed, which might have been supported by the management. The students tried to prevent this to protect the evidence. On the evening of August 14th, the Student Association organized a protest and march called Reclaim the Night. They were unexpectedly attacked by 7,000 goons. These attackers assaulted many doctors and caused several injuries, attempting to destroy the 3rd floor, where the conference room containing evidence of the crime was located. However, due to a mix-up, they only destroyed the 2nd floor, and the evidence was not significantly affected. Doctors tried to call the police, and according to one doctor's account, he called about 12 times but received no response. This was very odd as the location was in the central area of Kolkata, near a police station, yet no police showed up. This indicates that those involved in this case might be very powerful and have connections with political parties, to the extent that they can influence not only the management but also the police. Another point is that this could be a case of gang rape. Based on the 151 ml of semen found, it could not have been caused by just one person. The main suspect, Sanjay Roy, has no visible injuries, which is hard to believe because if he had indeed assaulted and violated the victim, he would likely have at least some injury. However, he has none. The case has spread throughout India. Many students and citizens from medical schools across the country have protested demanding justice for the female doctor. So, what are the doctors asking for from this case? Firstly, they want the implementation of the Central Protection Act, a law first proposed in 2020. However, this bill has never been approved by the government, and if passed, it would help protect doctors, ensuring that anyone who attacks a doctor would face serious legal consequences. The second demand from doctors is that hospitals need to have adequate security, with more security personnel to prevent unauthorized individuals from entering the hospital. Thirdly, hospitals need to provide appropriate amenities, such as restrooms for on-duty doctors. It is estimated that over 1 million doctors have gone on strike, causing most hospitals and clinics to refuse patients, except in emergency cases. Many medical facilities have had to deploy teaching staff from medical school to handle emergencies. This strike is one of the largest closures of medical services in India in recent time, and may continue until the authorities implement more specific measures to protect medical professionals. The horrific nature of this case reminds many of the brutal gang rape and murder that occurred on a bus in Delhi in 2012. In 2022, the country of 1.4 billion reported nearly 90 such incidents every day. In fact, doctors at hospitals are all too familiar with harassment. Female doctor in Thiruvananthapuram, Kerala, mentioned that she and her colleagues face abuse and physical assault daily. Female doctors are encouraged to take self-defense classes organized by the Medical Association. The doctor in Kerala stated that while some people refer to doctors as angels, they think we are immune to criminal acts until a crime happens in what we consider to be the safest place. Everyone is afraid. Finally, the Supreme Court of India has taken on the case to continue addressing it. In this instant, the Indian judicial system may indeed accomplish something. To this day, the people of India continue to speak out and not give up, as change only comes when we all fight for it together. This is not just about seeking justice for one doctor, but also about seeking justice for a woman in India, where women do not even feel safe at their workplace, let alone in public spaces. What do you think about the brutality of this case? Leave your thoughts in the comments below to discuss. And before you leave, don't forget to like, follow the channel, and turn on notifications to keep up with the next videos on the Detective Podcast channel. Goodbye, and see you in the next videos.